Okay, now that we have set the model up, now we are ready to do the replications, and we want to do, say, 1000 replications. So first thing to do is to set up the numbers going from 1 through 1000, and the easiest way to do that is, of course, first highlight more than 1000 rows, okay, in which case just to end down, it goes all the way down to 1 million or more records, rows, and then you do series and the stop value is 1000, then it's going to give us 1000 numbers. Okay, and the output that we are interested in is the total cost per day. Then you run the highlight like that, okay, starting from the blank row at the top, okay, and do the data table analysis, and column input cell is why the replication numbers are in columns, so column input cell, and select any blank cell that will not get interfered by any of the other model other features in the model. Okay, click OK. So then you have the replications. Of course, the reason why all the numbers are same is because I have set the calculations to be all automatic except for data table. So for data table to calculate, I have to press the F9 key. Okay, so once I do that, then we have the actual replications. Then we can set up the statistics. So min of all of that. Okay, so I'm going to copy the range, so it will be easier to set up the rest of the items here. So that one will be percentile.exc. Okay, that range, and 0.05 for the 5th percentile, and then quartile.exc, the range, and 1 for the 1st quartile, median, and the range. All right, quartile 3 is quartile.exc, the range, and the 3rd quartile 3, and then percentile.exc, the range, and 0.95 for 95th percentile, and then of course max for the maximum. All right, so we have those set up. Okay. And we can also, so highlight all the replications. All right, go back up to the top, so the graph will be at the top, and we can create a histogram. Okay. Now the histogram is for inventory cost per day. And you can do another graph for the same range, which is really helpful in understanding the distribution, and that would be our box plot. Okay, and that too is for inventory cost per day, and we don't need that one there, so I can get rid of that. Okay. Then once the model is set, and we have to validate the model and verify that the model is correct, and one way of doing that is to make sure that everything is done properly here in the model. But also, if this is the current inventory policy, then you can look at whether these ordering cost and holding cost that we have calculated per day, is it consistent with your historical records. If it's consistent, then good. Otherwise, maybe there is a problem. Of course, once you validate it, then what we want to do is to run this simulation model for various scenarios. So you can maybe set up another table here with various values for reorder point and various values for EOQ, and then look at the median daily cost, or maybe the 95th percentile, or maybe you can set up one for each of them. Okay, you can run a data table, but more tables you have with 1000 replications, so you're adding more and more of computational burden to the spreadsheet, so it becomes very, very sluggish. And this is where those packages like At-Risk and Crystal Ball shine, because it's very easy to set up many different scenarios and run all the replications for each of those scenarios really quickly in those packages, and then get really nice charts and graphs and summary tables and everything from those packages. That's where they shine very well. If you have to do it with native Excel, then we have to do all that manually, and that takes time and effort and all that. So let's wrap up here. Validation, we talked about that, and here are some of the other packages that are available. So ProModel is a very popular model for process simulation. It's really very easy to use. It's visual, it's very powerful, and it's very expensive too. Okay, so let's all right, so we talked about verification, validation. Okay, so that wraps it up.